And a check. What's poppin'? This is the Vice City Mafia podcast. We poppin' out again for all of you niggas.
Let's go, baby.
It's my boy Major Minor in the building.
You know what it is.
I'm your main man on the trigger, cross-eyed.
Yes. And we VCM, baby.
Yeah. So what's poppin', bro?
Did you catch those fights?
I did catch a few of them.
Okay.
Yes, I did. I think Jon Jones is probably the greatest fighter of all time, dude.
Okay.
I also like how he got out of the ring and gave Trump his belt. I thought that was cool.
Is that that's what really sends you over the edge, huh?
I mean, nah, but Dana White's been talking about Jon Jones for a minute, and Jon Jones hasn't really lost the fight. I mean, he had one fight back in the days, but they put it like no contest.
No, it was because he did a 12-6 elbow. So he came from a 12 o'clock position down to a 6, right? And it was illegal for whatever reason. You can fucking like kick somebody, you can knee somebody, but you can't do that elbow for whatever reason. And he did it, and they gave him a disqualification for it, right?
Yeah.
Bullshit. So he's essentially undefeated. He seems like a warrior trapped in modern times, bro.
Yeah.
Like if he was in the time of Genghis Khan, bro, he would have been just ripping off heads and fucking, you know what I mean? Like drinking blood, you know?
Yeah, literally.
Like just
Yeah.
Like he threw with such viciousness. It was crazy, bro.
And he looked out of shape in that fight too.
So
he looked a little like he had a little bit of a dad bod.
Yeah, he's putting on weight. He put on weight for 4 years, fam, to be able to fight heavyweight. And the thing is,
and most fighters don't do that shit too.
No, they don't sit out like that, right? To really go up. And I think there's a misconception though, because like of bodybuilding, right? Like a lot of people can look good but not move well. And I think we see with fighters, because their goal is really just to have the strength gains, to be able to move like they want to, and to not run out of steam, right?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, Jon Jones wasn't focused on having a six-pack. He was just focused on having more weight on him, so that if he laid on a motherfucker, that they would feel it, right?
Yeah.
And so like a lot of times, and I see this in fitness all the time, just because you look good doesn't mean you're athletic. Just because you're athletic don't mean you look good. They're two separate things, you know what I mean? And fighters do not give a fuck how they look, bro. Like there was a dude that had a crazy rivalry with Jon Jones named Daniel Cormier, right? He's now the announcer with Joe Rogan. And bro, he always looked out of shape. And there was one fight that he got in crazy shape for, like really trimmed down, and he sucked. Right? So some people are just better at holding on weight, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know, some people just like, you know, I had some Samoan friends back in LA, and them boys is big, bro. But they can move fast. Yeah. You know what I mean? But there's one in the NFL, what's his name? He's a safety. I don't even know if he still plays. Damn.
But it's all right. But like, yeah, Jon Jones is a really good fighter, dude. Like, I was watching an old interview where a guy's like, "I'll spit in your face," and they thought the cameras was off, and then he goes, "You know, I would literally kill you."
No,
right? He's like, "No, you won't get me." He's like, "I'm not even talking about the ring. I will literally kill you." And he's so calm, bro.
And the dude who says that's Daniel Cormier. That's the dude I was talking about, the fat nigga, right? And yeah, Jon's face is not playing.
Yeah, he's not playing.
But Jon, he's the type of dude, he has like a trained German Shepherd. He goes and shoots guns, right? He like has target practice. He does the whole tactical thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he tries to be toned down and a gentleman, but he's not. You know what I mean? You can see. He was a wild boy, bro. So there was this fight with this dude, Alexander Gustafsson, right? And Jon Jones he had gotten popped for cocaine. He did not show up to training camp. And then he fought Gustafsson. Gustafsson was about a white dude, obviously Gustafsson. Same height, similar build, and took Jon Jones into deep waters. And this is the first time anybody saw Jon Jones tested. And it really pushed him to the limit. And a bunch of people said that Jon just squeaked by, right? And barely beat him. enough to warrant Gustafsson a rematch, right? Because John Jones looked like he might lose it, right? And then he was really hurt. John Jones trained for the next fight like you would expect any fighter to train, just had a regular training camp. Beat the brakes off that boy the second round. Like, no, this is what I'm really like. Like, I really wasn't training for you. I beat you. When I train for you, it's not even close, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and so now people want him to fight Tom Aspinall, right?
And that's one thing respectable about John Jones too, is that this nigga, he doesn't like pick weak fights, or they don't give him weak fights. That's one thing about the UFC I like. The thing is with boxing, niggas can pick their fights.
Bro,
like
in fact, they do. That's part of the art of the boxing, right?
Yeah.
Is that like they pick and choose so they can have that Floyd Mayweather record, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But they duck.
They duck.
Quack.
That's the thing about UFC. There ain't no ducking, dude.
No,
you
bro.
can't duck this fight. The people want this fight. You're getting the fight.
And so that's the one thing that I feel Dana White really did well, bro, was make sure that the matchups are exactly what the people want. And that's something you never get in boxing, right? Like, even with Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, we got it too late, bro. It was too late to where, like, Pacquiao wasn't who he was. We wanted the Mayweather-Pacquiao in their prime. And that's one thing I can respect about Gervonta Davis, right? Is that he went and fought Ryan Garcia, like, right in their prime, right? Dusted him, you know what I mean? But, you know, a lot of fighters.
Gervonta Davis kicked his ass.
A lot of fighters aren't doing that, bro. A lot of fighters aren't because, like, the thing is, to be the baddest man on the planet, bro, you gotta be ready for it. And whenever. You gotta be a real competitor. And that's one thing that nobody can take away from John Jones, and that's why he doesn't have to fight this dude Tom Aspinall, because he's already a legend, bro. Now the thing is, Tom Aspinall is a younger dude. He's a super fast heavyweight. He has the record for shortest fight time because he's knocking everybody out in the first round, right? It's a real interesting fight. But John Jones said it straight out. He's like, if I'm gonna fight him, I need that fuck you money. He's like, I need Dana to come up with a big bag because I am not putting my legacy up for discussion if I'm not getting that bag. Because Tom Aspinall is relatively new. He doesn't have a long record. He's not certified in the game. He's just killing it right now. But the truth be told, the heavyweight division is dog shit right now. So Dana low-key needs John Jones to take this fight because Tom Aspinall has already dusted everybody else, every other competitor in the heavyweight division. And since Francis Ngannou isn't there, right, because he left because the UFC didn't come up with the bag, if John Jones doesn't fight Tom Aspinall, then Tom Aspinall is not going to be able to really say that he's certified. You know what I mean? Because there's nobody in the heavyweight division that is moving like that, bro.
Yeah.
So, but John Jones, when he was in light heavyweight, he was clearing out legends, bro. Legends. So he's undisputed. He don't need the fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
John Jones is a good fighter, dude.
Yeah, man.
That guy's a shit.
And he apparently really respects Trump.
And Dana White has done an amazing job with UFC. You know, I remember when UFC first became a thing, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't as big. I think it's gotten bigger.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, and
I think it's only going to be second to football. You know what I mean? I think it's really hard to get bigger than football, but I think it's going to surpass everything else,
But the thing is, with fighting, one thing I respect about fighters more than football players or baseball players is like, yo, you really have to have heart to be a fighter, dude.
Oh.
You really got to go out there, get your ass kicked, and then get up and still fight. You know what I'm saying? Because you're putting on a show, and not only are you putting on a show, you're defending your title.
Yes.
Bro, you know what I'm saying?
And Tyson said it best, bro. He's like, everybody has to plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
And it's like, bro, I've been in a couple fights in my life, bro.
Yeah.
And I remember my first one and like really getting decked in the face, bro. You think you're gonna know what it feels like, but it's nothing like what you think, right? It's like throwing punches, fine. When you really get like hit hard, like not playing, somebody trying to like injure you, that shit rocks you, bro. That shit is like very uncomfortable.
Have you ever you've been in fights before,
Yes.
right? Yeah, of course.
Yes.
I think usually like every man should have fought in at least once in their life.
No, necessary.
I think it's an important thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's the thing about fighting. Like I remember Like, you could be a fighter that is scared to get hit in the head, and then you could be a fighter that doesn't give a fuck.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And
when them fighters are getting hit in the head, bro, I've been hit in the head in a fight before.
Yeah.
Boom. The whole world starts spinning. That's what makes UFC so fucking interesting,
bro. And I mean,
and these niggas are and then when bitches fight, dude, it's the UFC that I don't watch women's sports.
Yeah.
But I'll watch women UFC, bro, because they are killing each other, dude.
Bro,
every time I watch women fight, they're all bloody and fucked up, dude.
Even in the Jake Paul Tyson fight when the woman fought before, bro, that shit was brutal.
That was a way better fight than the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight.
Way better, bro.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? And so, like, yeah, some of these women get really vicious, bro. And
yeah, women fight, dude.
It's a dope thing to see. You know what I mean? And the stakes are the highest, right? The beautiful thing about fighting is that there is nobody else to blame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't blame your teammates. You can't. The only person you have to blame is yourself.
Yeah, it's not the quarterback. It's not the runner, dude. It's you.
It's nothing, bro. It's nothing else. You can't blame your coaches. It's like, bro, either you show up and find a way to pull out the win, or you lose, bro. And there's no. I mean, if it goes to the judges, right? Maybe there's some. Like, oh, it could have gone this way, but like, if you get knocked out, bro, you got knocked out. That's it. The other dude was better. That's it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So there's not much in this world that is more honest than a fight. You know what I mean? And I think that's the beautiful part that draws people to the sport. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, like Dana White is a boss fucking CEO, man.
Yeah.
Like, he just like really has moved the needle and continued to progress the sport over and over again. But bro,
it was a smart decision to keep Dana White a part of the UFC.
You have to, bro.
Yeah. And if they would have took him out, it would not be where it's at today.
It was genius for him to hire Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was genius also.
Because he said he saw Joe when Joe Rogan was on Fear Factor, right? And he went on a late night TV show. I think it was either Arsenio Hall or Keenan Ivory Wayans, some like late night talk show. And Joe said that people were giving him shit like he was doing porn or something, right? Like, why are you going to this like fighting thing? And Dana White said he saw him on TV on this late night show talking about it with such enthusiasm and such knowledge and such respect for the fighters. It's like, hey, that's our guy. And so he went and approached him, and he's like, we didn't even have enough money to pay him at first. But Joe was just so excited to do it. He was like, yo, I get to watch the fights for free and commentate on them? I'm there. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then it's blossomed to what it is, bro. And what that is a sign to me of is that you can't go wrong pursuing your passions, man. And you don't always have to have the exact like end goal in mind, as long as you are giving your all into what it is that you love. You know what I mean?
Joe Rogan deserves a lot of respect in this world. He's the reason why podcasting is practically a thing.
Bro, he's like one of the pod fathers, man.
Yeah, literally. Like, you cannot say you watch podcasts and have never watched Joe Rogan.
Bro, it's crazy.
And he's totally changed the aspect because look at this presidency. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Dog.
I'm pretty sure podcasting is the reason why people were more influenced.
My bro, I saw this statistical report based on voter swaying, and it showed all the demographics go up after Trump and Vance went on these pods, right? So they went on Theo Vaughn. They went on Joe Rogan.
Fire.
They went on, bro. They
went on Nelk. Nelk is a big one too.
Bro, they did it, man. And
that was smart.
And that's why, because legacy media, bro, like the Fox Newses and the CNNs.
No, they're over.
They don't matter anymore.
They're over, dude.
Because
did you not see they are selling MSNBC now? Like, it's up for sale.
Nobody trusts them, bro. They lie.
You guys fucked up, dude. Yeah. You guys fucked up around COVID.
Yeah, well,
that's where it got. I think that's where it got.
That was the real breaking point, right?
Yeah.
And then when everybody came out and they were like, "Oh, just kidding. We didn't mean that about the vaccine." Like
that vaccine shit. I don't think it was Trump so much. I think Trump made people be like, what, the media lies? What are you talking about? The president saying the media lies? And then around that COVID shit where they were trying to get everyone to take the vaccine, and then it came out that the vaccine didn't even do shit.
Bro,
then they're selling boosters.
Not only did it not do shit, it harmed people, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the crazy part is, right, and you know who I've been watching? Do you know who Russell Brand is?
Yeah.
Okay. Russell Brand used to be one of my favorite comedians, right? Just because...
That's the curly haired nigga, right?
He has like long hair.
Yeah.
He's British.
Yeah.
Right? So he was always like very radical in his political views, right?
Yeah.
And he was like super left, right? And then he started, he was doing all these movies in Hollywood. He was fucking all the baddest bitches. He won Shagger of the Year in England like 3 times in a row, right? And then he started doing like political commentary, bro. But he started looking for real truth. And when he started coming from an honest perspective on both sides. And when he started seeing like Hillary and how manipulative the left was being, he didn't just like endorse the right. He was just like, look at this bullshit here. And then whenever the right would do some crazy shit, he would say, look at this bullshit here too, right?
Yeah.
But he's like, he's one of the people that also gives like a very honest opinion on what is actually happening and what the news is saying is happening, right? So he'll find the original clip of something and watch it in full, put it on his page in full, and then show you how like CNN clipped it up to make Trump say something that he didn't. You know what I mean? Or to like, just showing where the misinformation is, bro. And it's crazy that it's legal. Bro, this is like, it's like real propaganda, man. It makes me believe like, I don't really use Twitter, right? But I have a homie that heavy on Twitter. And he said, he's super right wing, right? But he was just like, look, Twitter hasn't gotten better since Elon took it over. But at least freedom of speech was preserved, right? Because what happened was Elon exposed that Twitter and most social media platforms were censoring people, bro. You know what I mean? And that's not what America is about, man. Yeah. Like, and say what you want, like, my ancestors were affected by the atrocities in America, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, at some point in time, you have to understand it's putting blame on what has happened, on this system.
Talking about slavery?
Yeah, it's putting that blame on it helpful for your progression, right? Or is it time to take full responsibility for any and everything and make the changes in spite of?
And that's the thing also, you know what I'm saying? I think people get mad when they're being lied to because you could see there's pieces to the puzzle missing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to shit like slavery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the thing is, we don't get the full history in school. You don't get the history.
Never.
You just get the slavery. The white man went over there and rounded up a bunch of black people and then brought them over here.
And the messed up part is you never hear about black history before slavery. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? It's like, oh, there were like black people just like were born and then slaves. No, we have a rich history before that, right?
Yeah.
But we're not taught that either because we're so focused on harboring on the atrocities that have happened that we don't give respect to all that we had accomplished prior, right? So it's dual faceted, and I'm not saying to forget it, but it shouldn't be the only highlight. And I think it would benefit race relations even more if you were to tell the full picture, if you were to tell about the whole scope of slavery in the world, right? Like, and where that falls in line, and not to act like it didn't happen, because it most definitely did, and there was effects of it, right? But it's like, how much credit do you give it for your current situation, right? Or is your current situation able to be changed if you just start making movements forward, right? And so like that's the real crux, and that's the thing that, especially as a black man, it's hard for me to talk to other minorities about any positives that I see in Trump, right? Because people are so team oriented, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm being honest, right, like in terms of allowing people the ability to like say what's on their mind,
it's important.
It's very important, bro. And that is the exact freedom and equality we were searching for. But now because people have attached the Nazi label to him or this like racist ideal towards him, like, bro, before he was running against the left, niggas loved Trump, bro. You know what I mean? Fucking, this is not negative, but he was in the hip hop scene. Like Mac Miller made a song about him. Rappers would also say, I'm ballin' like a Trump. You know what I mean? Like all that shit, bro. So it's just an interesting.
He went to that Soul Train thing, was dancing
bro,
on the thing.
That's what John Jones did at the end. He did the Trump dance. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
the little.
Yeah. So I think
I think right now where the world's heading is in a better place, and not so much because of Trump, but I think it has a big thing to do with him because now it's not like, whether you're gay, black, white, Chinese, Asian descent, or Hispanic, it should not identify your political view or your views. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to agree. If you're gay, you don't have to agree with everything the left says. You know what I'm saying? If you're black, you don't have to agree with everything all black people say. Yeah, you don't have to agree with hip hop if you're black.
Yes.
You don't have to agree with country if you're white. Like, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't define you.
I think that's the part that people are missing, right? Because in his effort to take down the powers that have ruled for so long, right, he's exposing everybody to new truths, right? But sometimes people are so against him that they do not even want to see anything from an objective perspective. They just want to highlight what the negatives are or pull out the negatives, right? Like there was some bill being passed saying that he's gonna do some reforms with the collegiate school system. And immediately people were saying, oh, this is against HSBCUs. He's doing this to reverse any affirmative action type things, right? But nowhere in the bill does it say that. You know what I mean? And even the people reporting were like, this is not what it says, but this is what we think it's gonna say, you know what I mean? And then you see people in the comments looking at that post like it's fact, right? So it's really I just urge everybody to do their own research, man, and really dig into it and find media sources that you trust or find the public information that is available to you and make your own educated opinion instead of just taking little sound bites and thinking that they're truth, bro.
Yeah, and you could look at him and he's a little more libertarian, dude, because right now he's saying he's gonna go in there and he's cutting the government in half. You got Vivek Ramaswamy, all these niggas. Yeah. And they're like Elon Musk with their Doge program, and they're just gonna fire half of the government.
Yeah.
Dude, it's probably needed, dude. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not gonna get no change without shaking shit up a little bit.
Bro, I have a homie who's
they might kill him.
Family is a Navy.
Yeah, he's saying too much crazy shit. He said, I'm gonna release the John F. Kennedy files. He's like,
I don't know.
I'm gonna release the Epstein list. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I really hope that happens, man.
You're gonna fire half of the government, dude.
I really hope that happens, though.
You want to end all wars?
I think
you might die, dude.
No, because ending all wars, because you know how many people make money off of wars?
Exactly.
Bro, actually, shout out Vlad. He had the owner of BlackRock on his platform. Do you know what BlackRock is?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Bro, this guy is first a gangster.
Yeah, for sure.
Gangster.
Yeah, he could do whatever he wants.
His father, I didn't know this, was a billionaire, right?
I did not know.
And he just talked, but he's also a savage, though. Did not rest on his shit. Like, this is like where people talk about, how rich kids can be spoiled. That boy is a hard ass worker, bro. Like he saw his father's legacy, went in a whole different direction and made a even crazier legacy, right? And just seeing and hearing him talk about like the missions that
I gotta watch that interview. That's
bro,
crazy.
It is gas, like to where I was just I didn't even realize how many things go on behind the scenes of political issues, bro, that are privatized, right? That the government like contracts out, and that he's basically sending people on like these secret agent missions, right? So like you hear about it, but then when you hear about it practically, you're like, oh shit. And I say that to say, nigga, I knew this, right? You always hear about the military-industrial complex, right? But I'm talking like trillions of dollars are moved in war, bro. You know what I mean? Like the biggest contracts ever. So they come up with the idea for war when they want more money. You know what I mean? And then they make people get so like into it that they are willing to put their tax dollars towards it. And then they're just printing money, bro, off of government contracts. You know, and people feel like, oh, we're being protected. It's like, nigga, this war was made up for money.
Literally.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's the beautiful part about this information age, bro, is that people like him can have a platform to speak. You know what I mean? Like, and people like Joe Rogan will have people from all different avenues, and even funny motherfuckers like Theo Von. Like, bro, it was like one of the genius things about the Joe Rogan Trump podcast was like more stereotypical of what you would think, right?
Yeah.
Theo Von with Trump, bro.
That was hilarious.
He starts talking about his cocaine addiction and
yeah,
shit.
That's
like
hilarious.
just like Trump is just like another nigga, bro. It was
and that's what I liked about podcasting, dude. Because on news, they're so formal. Oh, and Mr. Trump, what are you gonna do here?
Yes.
What are you gonna do here? And
All
Theo Von's looking at him like, yo, what are we gonna do with these pharmaceutical companies getting us addicted to drugs?
Yeah,
and
bro.
it's like, yo, Theo, what are you talking about, nigga?
And bro, like anybody can recite like talking points, right, for 30 minutes, maybe even an hour.
Yeah.
Right. But when you get into that second, third hour of talking to somebody, you see who they really are, bro. And I think that's why Kamala didn't do any of those podcasts,
No,
right?
she's too robotic.
She just was afraid of what's gonna come up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's why that I think it's better. I hope, you know, we got to end this podcast soon, but I hope all presidencies now go through podcasting.
You're gonna have to, bro.
Because I feel like that's how you get the true understanding of who somebody is.
And
like,
how beautiful is that, bro?
Person?
Because that is what a real democracy is founded on, where people are voting, but they are informed.
Yeah,
and you can't be informed without truth, bro.
Yeah. I don't want no more lies. I want to know your policies.
Yeah.
And I want to know who you are. Who
Yes.
are you? Are you funny?
Yeah.
Can you laugh?
Yeah.
You know, are you?
What's
can
your
you
real
chill?
stance on
shit?
shit?
You know what I'm saying?
What's your thinking pattern?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to see you every day being like, and today we fucking
With
like
that
that's one thing about Barack Obama that was nice too. Barack Obama, you know, he would make little jokes.
Yeah.
And it was like entertaining.
It humanized him, bro.
Humanized
it's like,
him.
oh, you're somebody that we can relate to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, and that's what I want in a president, someone that I could relate to.
And I think that's what Trump did, bro. Even, you know what I mean, say what you want, but like he put it all out there. And when somebody called him on his shit, he leaned into it. Double.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
Double.
It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I still would rather live no other place in the world, bro.
Yeah, in America? America's awesome.
Yeah. You know
America's awesome. We're pretty lucky, dude.
Yeah.
I'll be in Cuba right now. Yeah. That would be ass.
But also, we fuck with you, India. We're going to be doing more reviews for y'all, too.
Yeah. And with that, we out.
BCL.